So today there is a different type of video. This is in collaboration with the K-Flourishing Academy for 2025, which I'm part of. And the video for today is just to talk about a little bit and also relating to my content of what was the thing that introduced me or like sent me down a rabbit hole and deep dive onto everything not Korean, but in this case will be K-pop, which was like my avenue to get more into like Korean culture, the language, traveling there. I started with K-pop. To make a story short, I got introduced to K-dramas. I wouldn't say introduced. I was familiar with a bit about like K-dramas and K-pop, but like not to such extent. But I was like mainly introduced to it around 2017, 2018, early 2018 by my best friend. She liked like Shiny, EXO, Super Junior, and groups like that. And then obviously I got introduced to that like through her, but I wasn't like, oh okay, yeah, I like it and things like that. I was familiar with a couple of songs here and there. Later I watched like a couple of reactions video from like a react channel, I think back in the day 2017, 2018, with like, I think, I don't remember the specific name of the song. It was a BTS song, and but that was like the extent of it. Like I didn't like fully go into like studying or like researching for anything. We'll do one specific song for one specific group, and that's when Ateez come to play. I remember exactly watching Ateez Wonderland for the first time, and that was like my full realization of like, what the hell, like I need to know everything about this. Everything, I went on a rabbit hole immediately. I remember like seeing the MV, which I didn't see like when it came out. I saw like a couple of weeks after or something like that, because I was already going to like, oh, I want to check more groups and things like that. And then I remember seeing like, I want to check this one, and then I saw Wonderland and I was like, okay, that's it. That's it. Like, this is it. And after getting into like checking all the previous MVs and things like that, I was like, okay, I think I found, like, even my friend told me like, I think you found the group that is gonna get you. Like, I think that everyone has like that group where like, oh, you like K-pop and things like that, but then you get to that specific group that is like, okay, this is it. Like, this is the group that I'm gonna listen to. This is the group that is gonna take me mostly along the way and getting into all the other extra things. I started collecting for the first time with them. I started trying to like get all of the things, all of the albums, and like I can even show you the collection. Oh, you're already here. Yeah, so this is me being normal. This, you know, this. So as you can see, I have part of my 80s collection here and here. Mito. Basically, I collect everything from them. I started, I don't know if you have been long time in the channel, I have started collecting like all of them, which doesn't make sense now. And then I decided like, yeah, that's too much, maybe one member. So I decided for my bias, because of course I don't do things normally. As you can see, 80s, obviously we're talking about who introduced me to, or what got me into like the Korean culture or like the Korean content, but I do other groups, Astro, and you don't want to see. Also, I have a famous binder. Yeah, very normal, very not obsessed. Honjun extravaganza. Trying to collect all his official PCs, but work in progress. So yeah, when I say that they introduced me to a lot of things Korean related, but obviously mainly K-pop, and then I stay also for them, I'm not joking. I even have Honjun's carpet. insane. So yeah, I'm not joking. And when the journey from K-pop is when the mostly the other things came along. So obviously, uh, consuming K-pop content in the sense of like listening to the music and like watching the MVs. It also took me to like watching variety content, and from watching variety content, you always normally see, okay, so you see like a variety show with like Ateez, for example, in this case, and then you see, okay, oh, I would like to see how the other people interact. So you then go to the rabbit hole of like, I want to see this show be with another group, and then oh, I also like this group, so I want to see how they interact. So you will go in and look for that, and then that is snowballing into like looking into different shows, seeing different groups, and then starting to realize that, oh, I do like this, like I like how this is going, and then you get interested in more groups. So right now I'm like standing or like watching like maybe 10 12 different groups, collecting a lot of them. It's just about like the right avenue for you to get into like more of the things. And if you look into my channel, my first reaction video was for Inception Ateez, which was way past Wonderland. And it was back when I was with like doing videos with my friend. Way before that, when I got into Ateez and then I started to consuming more content, then it went to the point was like, oh, I want to consume more media, and then I went to K-dramas, and then watched a lot of it. I really like the direction they were going. I really like the whole production value of it, and then I think that I also captured my mind on like, oh, I'd also like do acting and things like that. So it was just like a perfect avenue for me to get familiar with everything. I started considering learning the content because there were things that were not translated. So I was like, okay, I want to at least understand a little bit. And then I remember doing my first trip I did on November 2019, which was supposed to happen in March 2020. I was going with my friend who introduced me to like all of this, and we were supposed to go together in March of 2020, but she couldn't at the end, and then she said like, oh, you can go earlier, that's fine. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go this year in 2019, and I ended up going in 2019. But I ended up going in 2019, and then it was like just like a whole new start from that moment. So as I mentioned, trying to keep the video in the lights of like what I do in my channel. As you can see, like my first video for Ateez was in what was it? July 30th of 2020. So we were like pandemic, and it was like back when I was doing videos still with my friend. So like there is a history there also with the channel of like being my first. I think Ateez. If it wasn't Ateez, it was like an Eric Nam video, but I think Ateez was my first reaction. So the idea of it, because it's like a whole journey, to me, to show you what was the group, or like what was the avenue that I took to get more into the Korean culture, like language and all of the content. I started with K-pop and I started with Ateez as my first video, but I don't have a reaction for Wonderland. So the idea would be to now do a reaction, not a reaction really, but like watching back the online and like having that on my channel of like the video that got me into all of this. So the idea is that now we are gonna react or put a third, fourth, fifth time reaction, because I have seen this video so many times, of Wonderland from Ateez. So that without further ado, this is Wonderland by Ateez reaction. Not the first time, but I think I'm gonna talk about a lot because this video is insane. But yeah, Wonderland by Ateez in 3, 2, 1. Even the start is insane. This song is insane. Actually, my friend, this is one of her favorite songs from Ateez. The Lord goes crazy on this one. Like, a lot of people were like, what is this? What is this? Like, looking back then, it's just so like, wow, they look so. They have grown so much. It's just also so good. You don't understand, like this was everywhere for me. Like this was everything for me. I was like, I remember being so excited, and when I saw this live on my first Ateez concert, I went bananas. The whole vibe of Ateez, I think, is encapsulated in this music. I think that Fire and King is also a good one to start, even Treasure, for me. But I think if you want to introduce to Ateez to a person, then Wonderland will be the one that encapsulates everything that they are. That styling of Honduras is insane. It's so crazy watching this back. 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 6. And it's still like he's really hard, like so hard. Especially when they do like, I think it was also 2018 when they did the end of the year performance. Insane. This part is. Ah, it's so good. I remember hearing Kasha, and I was like, what that means, I need to know why. Like, well, I think it was like a whole thing. It was like a moment, like a realization moment for me. So now I can say that I have a reaction of my the video that introduced me to, or like serve as the avenue for me to getting into like K-pop, and then from K-pop to K-dramas, and from K-dramas to like variety content, or like the other way around, and like getting more into like Korean culture. I think that what like triggered that journey for me, and it's a lot. It is the same for a lot of people. It's not the same, but it's like very common for a lot of people to get into K-pop and then like, you know, going other avenues. For me, it was K-pop, or at least for me, it was my friend who introduced me to K-pop, who then, based on that, got to see Wonderland by Ateez, and then I think that was the pivotal moment when I got like really into K-pop, and then it's just everything is snowballed for them. So I wanted to show that today. I wanted to talk about that. Always happy to talk about Ateez, but like also happy to that they were the ones sending me on this journey, and I wanted to share that with you. Thank you for watching. If you would like to see something similar, let me know, and yeah, see you again next time. Bye bye.